Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today, we're doing power rankings. So we're going 1 through 32 on this very board. Let's get started with number 32. Moving down one spot from last week, New York Jets. The only winless team, and they don't even have a takeaway. Yeah, that spells number 32 to a T. The New York Jets, they're kind of always bad. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. Actually, maybe I kind of did. But the on-field product, too, I didn't think it would be that bad. I thought they'd lose some close games. So, kind of right around where I was expecting them to be. They just had some hard games, but still, no wins in 5 games. And it's not very good. Okay, number 31. Moving down 2 spots from last week. Miami. What is it with the Dolphins? I mean, you beat the Jets 1 week. And then you lose to the Panthers the next week. Yeah. You lose to the Panthers the next week. What do I make of the Dolphins? Okay, what do I make of the Miami Dolphins? Okay, number 30. Moving down 4 spots, the Giants. The Giants lost to the Saints after beating the Chargers. Here's in week 4. So, pretty tough to organize them. They can look pretty good and almost win or win a game 1 week, and then either blow leads or just not even show up for the next game. But I mean, they do have a hard schedule, but that was one of their easier games, so yeah. Okay, number 29. Moving down 4 spots. Las Vegas Raiders. Geno Smith. He's not having a good year in Sin City. Geno's touchdown to interception ratio, I looked at it before making this. It's 6 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Yeah. That isn't good. Hang on. Sorry, I just had to reorganize the camera. So, yeah. Okay, number 28. Now, it's pretty tough to put here. Who am I putting here? The Tennessee Titans, yeah. Listen, I'm a little upset. I'm not upset that the Titans got their first win. I just wish it wasn't against the Cardinals. Because, yeah. I mean, the only reason the Titans were led back into that game is because DeMarcado fumbled in the end zone. So, yeah. Not great. Anyway, number 27. Same spot as last week. New Orleans. Oh, and Tennessee? They move up 4 spots. New Orleans will stay put because yeah. New Orleans got their first win too. So they came back and beat the Giants. Hang on. Okay, the camera was shaking again. Yeah, it's... What am I going to do? Okay, so yeah, that's number 27. Number 26. It's the same spot as last week, probably. Cleveland has not looked as bad as many would think. They would have looked worse with Deshaun Watson on their roster. So, Yeah, that's something. Yeah, I mean, the Browns have not looked completely terrible. I mean, they can string together a couple wins. That might be good enough for second in the AFC North, or what we're looking at here. So, yeah, it's kind of the world we're living in. All right, number 25. Moving down another 5 spots. Cincinnati. I think I had this team starting number 9 overall, and I might have put them up to like number 5 or 6. This is a true fall from grace. Now, I know the Bengals traded for Joe Flacco. I really don't think the quarterback problem is solved until Joe Burrow returns. That's what I think. That's just what I think. I could say the same thing for number 24. They're moving down 6 spots. Baltimore. Now, Baltimore is injured, so is Cincinnati, but neither of those teams are showing up for their games, unlike the Browns. If this was strictly based on effort to winning, the Browns would be in second place. That is how surprising this is. I never thought I'd have the Ravens and the Bengals combined this low in the power rankings, especially at any point. Well, the Bengals, it could have happened, but I would have never thought it would have happened for the Ravens. So I'm just shocked. Okay, number 23, moving up 7 spots, Carolina. You thought I was going to put Steelers here, didn't ya? Nah. Carolina. They were down 17-0 against Miami, and they came back and won. Carolina has a lot of fight back, and if you're not careful, well, they can beat you. So, yeah. You got to be careful if you're playing Carolina. Okay, number 22. I think this is the same spot as last week. Or if they're moving up. Oh, yeah, they're moving up 6, actually. Houston's kind of climbed back into things. Now, they've beaten the Titans and the Ravens. The Ravens are injured, and if the Ravens aren't injured, they actually prove themselves in like one of those big games out of the 4 they've played so far. They win like 1 out of those 4 games. They're healthy. The Texans don't stand a chance. So, and the Titans are the Titans. Yeah. So, Houston. And I think the Texans aren't out of it yet. Don't count out Houston. All right? Just don't count them out. Okay, number 21. This team at 14th last week. They're moving down another 7 spots. Arizona. Why? Just why do I have to go through this? The Cardinals blew the game against the Titans. I would have been less upset if it was to the Packers, because hey, we always do that. Green Bay's a good team, but to the Titans? No, this is inexcusable. This is inexcusable. Oh, and a trade needs to happen. You need a running back, wide receiver. Something needs to be done before the next game, because I don't know what else to say. Okay, number 20. Moving down another 7 spots. The Chiefs. Now look, the Chiefs aren't really good in 1-score games this year. They were 11-0 last year, and they're 0-3 each since. So, yeah. The Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs. But who predicted their fall off? Right here. yeah, I'm going to take every opportunity to brag about this because I didn't think if Patrick Mahomes didn't consistently light it up week to week this year, the Chiefs were not going to win. And that's the only way the Chiefs were going to win. But they are going to get healthy. They might not be down here for long. Okay, number 19. I think moving up 2 spots, despite a bye week. Chicago Bears. Then the Bears. Bears were on bye this week. Well, listen, winning 2 straight games going into your bye week is a good way to go in for some rest, but they gotta prepare for a tough matchup against Washington in week 6. Okay, number 18. Let's put the Vikings here. Is that moving up? Yeah, I think it's moving them up a couple spots. The Vikings beat the Browns, barely beat them at the last second. Like, you can only barely beat the Browns. So, yeah, you only barely beat the Browns. I don't know what to say about Minnesota. It's hard to figure them out. Like, one week they can look good, on one week not so good. Like, they're 1 week in, 1 week on, 1 week off. However you want to put it. Although last year they were consistently good week to week, so I could be the wrong one. Okay, number 17. Moving up 5 spots. The Dallas Cowboys. Listen, I didn't think the Cowboys were going to be great with Micah Parsons. Without Micah Parsons. Thought they would have been even worse. Or when I did my predictions. And that was when Micah Parsons was still a Dallas Cowboy. So, yeah. Now he gets traded to Green Bay. Dallas has not looked as bad. Their offense has been clicking, in which I thought most people expected it to. Ooh, but their record is not bad. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised they had this record with Micah Parsons. So, yeah. So, we're going to move on to the top half of the board. And number 16, these same spots last week? I think they are. Unless I put them at 15th. Oh, it might be slide ones. Okay, Atlanta. Atlanta on a bye week. They're the only team that didn't win their division this week, but it's not their fault because they didn't play. Listen, the Falcons have been alright. Okay, the Falcons have been pretty good. But this year. Yeah, I mean, their offense, like, 1 week they could play slow, but the next they could play quick. And if they get better results more consistently, you're talking about a playoff team. So, Atlanta's kind of close, but not quite. Okay, number 15. And where did I have them? 19th last week? They're moving up at least 4. The Patriots. What a win by the New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. The Patriots went to Buffalo and beat the Bills. Stephon Diggs looked really good. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was up for the game anyway. And producing whether win or lose, because playing one of his former teams in the Bills, you gotta be up for a game where your former team is. So, yeah. That was a revenge game, and the Patriots won Stephon Diggs' revenge game against the Bills. So, yeah. Okay, number 14. Moving down 3 spots. Seattle Seahawks. Listen, I think the only thing keeping me together right now is the Seahawks losing to the Buccaneers. I think that might be the only thing keeping me together right now. After the Cardinals. Oh, I just gotta readjust myself. Here we go. So yeah, Seattle. Yeah, they can look good one week and maybe not so good the next. But I will give Seattle credit here. They've looked better. They look pretty good more often than not. So that's what you should do if you want to win in games. So yeah, Seattle at number 14. Number 13. Same spot as last week? I think so. How about the LA Rams? The Rams. They have a ball control issue. Alright, they have a ball control issue. And it was more evident than not when they were playing the Niners, especially in that overtime. Still, they can play good games, but if you can't hold on to the ball in critical drives, you're not going to win games. And that's just what the Niners aren't doing. And the Niners just aren't performing up to expectations. So, yeah. Okay, number 12. Who do I put here? The Washington Commanders are going to go at number 12 for now. Listen, I'm not ready to put the Commanders back in the top 10 because, well, it was one game that they've really come back. Like, if you win another game, if you beat the Bears, you're going to go back in the... You win a game, you go into the top 10 again. But I'm not quite ready to put the Commanders in. Number 11. In the same spot as last week. Nope, drop them 2 spots. Chargers. I almost put the Packers here. But the Chargers have now lost back-to-back games against the Giants and the Commanders. You know what happened before? They lost those 2 back-to-back games. 3 straight division in wins. At number 1. They've really fallen off. Like, is it injuries? Like, did you... Like, it's something. It's something. I don't know what. Okay. Number 10. Moving up 1 spot. Green Bay. Green Bay is on a bye. Yeah, Green Bay... They haven't looked too good the last couple games they played, but... Maybe they were just riding high on beating Detroit, beating Washington, and they kind of fell. So, yeah. That's what it's going to do to you if you're not careful. Okay, number 9. Moving up 9 spots. And believe me when I say this, I wanted to put this team in the top row after beating the Eagles. It's the Denver Broncos. Listen, I really think they should get all the credit for not going away against Philly and finishing the job with that defense. That was going to be a defensive-oriented game. But it was shocking that they beat the Eagles. They were going to keep it close, but were they going to get the job done is what I was really looking for. And Denver proved to us, hey, we can go in and beat anybody. It doesn't matter if it's on the road, at home, it doesn't matter. Like, if you can beat the Eagles, I really think Denver's going to cook, because they have the Giants and Jets, 2 on the bottom 3 teams on this board, Denver has to play next. Like, Denver's really going to cook. Philadelphia, I would argue the same thing, but they drop from 7 spots from number 1 to number 8. Yeah. They choked a game that they were leading 17-3. Eagles were leading 17-3 over the Broncos, and they probably should have won that game. But yeah, like, Eagles, they just didn't finish the job. I mean, okay, Jalen Hurts was due for a loss against a good defense. He was probably due for a loss. And Denver, they're a pretty good team. They're not going to shy away. But their next 2 opponents, the Vikings, might shy away, and the Giants are the Giants. So, Philly won't be down here for long. Okay, number 7. Moving up a spot, I believe, Steelers? Are they moving up or are they staying in the spot? Number 7. The Steelers were on bye this week. But with what was done before their bye week, it's what really propels the Pittsburgh Steelers from one point to the next. The Steelers, they're leading their division in at 3-1. They might have this division wrapped up by like mid-November, because Joe Burrow's out until at least week 15. It'll probably be too late for the Bengals. The Browns are the Browns. And the Ravens aren't healthy. So by the time the Ravens maybe get healthy, it might be too late. So yeah, I'm surprised. The Steelers might even do their usual 9-8 tactic, and that might be good enough for first place in this division. That is the reality we're looking at right now. Okay, number 6, moving down 4 spots, the Buffalo Bills. The Bills had a problem turning the ball over against the Patriots. Yeah. I'm surprised that they... I don't know what to think. Think about the Bills right now. They'll probably bounce back. Don't worry about the Bills. Okay, number 5. Where was this team last week? Number 8? Moving up another 3 spots. Jacksonville. I was impressed with Jacksonville last week after beating San Francisco. But I thought, they might not play as good. They could lose. Nope. The Jaguars didn't miss a beat against Kansas City. They didn't miss a beat. In fact, I think they might have improved as a team during that game. So, yeah. And they're tied for first in their division. Wow, what a reality we're living in. Okay, number 4. Same spot last week. Tampa Bay. Or did I move them up 3? What did I do last week with them? Yeah, Buccaneers bounced back against the Seahawks. Pretty routine bounce back, although nobody wants to play the last minute Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Minutes 1 through 58, 59. We're okay. We're hanging. We might have a chance as to beat the Buccaneers or impress ourselves. And then the Buccaneers in the 60th minute are unbeatable. Oh, they're winning games because they're winning it. They're not beating themselves at the most important times. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Arizona. I'm not happy. But yeah. The Buccaneers, they can close out games and find ways to flip games in the last second. So, that's a pretty good team. You know what else is a good team? Number 3, same spot. Oh, they're moving up one. Detroit. Detroit. Man. Detroit is really... Detroit's back. Detroit's really pounding down on teams. We expected they would, right? I think any Lions fan would expect that they would be back. Like, everyone has a bad game. Like, I think a lot of people, I was probably myself, overreacted just a tad bit after they lost to the Packers. They haven't lost a game since. And Detroit and the Packers, like, sure, the coordinators are just getting used to, you might lose a game. And like, hey, it happens. Right, but Detroit's really found themselves back at the top. Number 2, like, how many spots are they moving up? Were they 5? They're moving up 3 spots. Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts have moved in to contender territory. Now, here's what's baffling to me. When I did my starting grid with the power rankings, Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Colts, the Daniel Jones Indianapolis Colts, because we knew Daniel Jones was the quarterback at the time, they were at number 31. And look at that. 5 weeks later, they're number 2. Wow. Like, and what else is crazy? That 2, count them, 2 AFC South teams are in my top 5. I thought Houston, they might get close but fall short. 2 of them are cemented in the top 5. 2 AFC South teams. Titans, well, I kind of expected big things from them, maybe, but maybe still mediocre. Kind of riding that line. I expected Houston to win this division, Jacksonville, Indianapolis to be terrible. Well, Jacksonville maybe a little less terrible. Indianapolis to be fully terrible. And both of those teams look like Super Bowl contenders. Because, well, the Jags, I gotta do a quarter way through grading video because, yeah. But number 1, San Francisco. Now look, the Tampas, the Detroits, the Colts, and the Jags, they're beating teams with healthy rosters. San Francisco is barely healthy, and they are tied for the best record in the league. Yeah, they don't lose to bad teams. As far as now. As far as through week 5. They've only lost to Jacksonville. And look where Jacksonville is. They're in the top 5. Okay? Jacksonville's in the top 5. The Niners have barely beat the Cardinals. But that was a good game. That's a good game the Cardinals had. I'm not talking about losing the Seahawks or Titans. But they beat the Saints, they beat Seattle, and they beat the Rams. They beat all their division opponents. They're one of only 2 teams to have a 3-0 division record through 5 weeks. Chargers and Niners. So, yeah, that's a really good team. Anyway, those are my power rankings for week 5. We've got some good games in week 6. So, yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time.